on the girl built just like Kim K. Karate chop that beat like a sensei. Ay, pull off up in the Rari, oh a bit.
I just wanna rollie, rollie, rollie with a dapper ranch. I already got some designer to hold on my pants. I just want some ice on my wrist so I look better when I dance. Have you looking at it, put you in a trance. I just wanna rollie, rollie, rollie with a dapper ranch. I already got some designer to hold on my pants. I just want some ice on my wrist so I look better when I dance. Have you looking at it, put you in a trance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All I ever wanted was a rollie, rollie, rollie. All I ever wanted was a rollie, rollie, rollie. Cooler than a snowman with the ice all on me. Now your chick all on me, now your chick all on me, on me.
Cutting me up like a knife and I feel it deep in my bones.
What's going on, chat?
Kicking a habit I love even harder. You wanna know? I just wanna dive in the water with you, baby. We can't see the bottom. It's so easy to fall for each other. I'm just hoping we catch one another.
Wow, that is quite delayed.
Oh, na, na. Just be careful, na, na. Love ain't simple, na, na. Promise me no promises. Oh, na, na. Just be careful, na, na. Love ain't simple, na, na. Promise me no promises.
Think about you and I feel it deep in my heart. Maybe we just ain't meant to be something. Maybe we are. Ooh, I just wanna dive in the water with you, baby. We can't see the bottom. It's so easy to fall for each other. I'm just hoping we catch one another.
Look, baby girl, you're so damn fine though. I'm trying to know if I can hit it from behind though. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine though. And when it's over, I press rewind though. Ay, you talking bands, girl, I got it. Benjamin's all in my pocket. I traded in my shoes for some robbers. You playing Batman, Fetty's gonna rob him. Ay, I got a in my Rari. Ay, 17 shots, no 38. Ay, I got a in my Rari. 17 shots, no 38. She's mine. Wonder when she'll be mine. She walk past like press rewind to see that ass one more time. And I got this soda. For me boys, they know us. All fast money, no slow bucks. No one can control us. seen her walk by, man, I about fell up out my chair. Had to get her number, it took me like 6 weeks. Now me and her go way back, like Cadillac seats. Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve like the back of my hand. Doing 15 and 30, I ain't in no hurry. I'ma take it slow, just as fast as I can. The way she fitting in blue jeans, she don't need no belt, but I can turn them inside out. I don't need no help. Got hips like honey, so thick and so sweet. There ain't no curves like hers on them downtown streets. Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve like the back of my hand. Doing 15 and 30, I ain't in no hurry. I'ma take it slow, just as fast as I can. We're out here in the boondocks with the breeze and the birds, tangled up in the tall grass, with my lips on hers. On the highway to heaven, headed south of a smile. Get there when we get there, every inch is a mile. Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed. I know every curve like the back of my hand. Doing 15 and 30, I ain't in no hurry. I'ma take it slow, just as fast as I can. I'ma take it slow, just as fast as I can. Got braids in her.
What's going on, guys? Almost 8 o'clock. About to get this stream started. About to get the stream going, guys. Alright, 8 o'clock. Let's do it. 8 o'clock. What's going on, guys? Alright. Well, let's get started here tonight, guys. Welcome. This is either the third or the fourth stream that I've done. We're going to get started here with some top-down analysis. What's today, the 17th? 17th of January, 8 p.m. We got a new session open. We're going to be going over top-down analysis on a couple different charts here. We're going to go over how we do setups. If you guys have questions. Won't be able to hear you, brother, but we'll be able to read the chat. I can read the chat, and I'll answer in there based off what you say. Alright, so we'll give everybody another minute here to hop in, and then we'll get going here. I've got a couple charts that we're going to be looking at. Some big moves on a lot of the JPY pairs right now, so there's definitely some room for entries. So we are going to take a look at some charts here. Music isn't too loud, right, guys? Music is alright? Let me know. Yes, sir. What about GPB AUD? Alright, we will go into that today. What we went into with GPB AUD. That was a good trade. Hopefully you guys got in on that today. We did take some profit. B-Ray, what's going on, brother? Glad to see you're on. We did have a good day today. We had a couple wins today in the VIP group. We had a win in the free group. So we had a good day today. A very good day. But let's hop right into it, guys. We're gonna start hopping into some of these charts here. We're gonna take a look at some of the JPY pairs. We got a lot of movement here on this Euro JPY pair. We're gonna stay away until we get some closure above here. We're gonna need a closure above here, a rejection in this area. So we're gonna stay away right now. Let's go to USD JPY. We may get a rejection here on a smaller time frame. So if we are looking for a rejection in this area, could look for a sell here, but it is very bullish right now. AUD JPY, we have the possibility of a closure above the range here. Closure above, we will take buys. Alright, so we got our first possible trade here. So buys with close. See. You can see that we got a trend line right there, and we have a possible break right there. We got Matthew Box asking for the stream link. Let's get him in here. Let's get Matt in here. Alright, so we had a break of this trend line, and we're looking for a possible another break here. We would take buys with closure above. Reason being, we do have a lot of movement here in this area. We've got a lot of up and down movement. In order for me to feel comfortable with this trade, I'm going to need to see a candle in this area right here close. And I'm going to want to see wicks, wicks. We're going to want to see some sort of wicks in this area and a candle with a closure above. That is going to be our best reason and our best probability for a trade. Wants to hear Led Zeppelin, huh? Wants to hear some Led Zeppelin. Alright, let's see here. Led Zeppelin, that's funny. That is funny. Alright, so we're going to need to see closures above here. Right now we have it at our zone here that we're not really comfortable taking a buy or sell. Reason being is this could clearly wick down. This could wick down big time. We could see this totally drop here and drive right back through this zone. That is why we're not taking a buy yet. So we're going to hold off with buys with closures above. So hopefully everyone understands why we are not taking a buy yet. Please let me know if you have questions, but that is why we're not taking a buy. So moving on here, we're going to hold on that, wait for buys above, but right now we are not going to touch this. Top on, there's a couple other charts that I was looking at. So we do have closure above here. We did have a closure above on, this is NZDJPY. We had closure above and we have a candle driving now. This could be a decent time to enter. However, we probably will get some pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a decent amount of pullback here before we saw this drive. We'll probably wait till the 30-minute. So that's kind of where we're at on NZDJPY. And if we zoom out here, we can see our support and resistance zones. We have our support zone, we have our resistance zone, and we have our zone in the middle where we had issues there and we had issues there breaking. We clearly broke this, and we are driving right now on the hour time frame. Hop down to the 4-hour time frame. This drove straight through. I would expect to see a minor pullback here. On this minor pullback, we should get some retracement, and that is when we would look to enter on NZDJPY. So let's mark that chart here. Alright, so we got buys with closure above. With confirmed retests. We're going to need to see a retest there, but we got buys with closure above. And this is NZDJPY. Can hop over to, let's go to the hour time frame on GBPJPY. I know everybody loves this pair. It's a very popular pair here. I'm going to just spread these zones out a little bit. GJ. Let's see here. We are looking at buys on GJ. All of the JPY pairs right now, we're looking at buys. All of them. So, buys with closure above. Buys with closure above here. Buys with closure above for sure. That is a nice looking chart there. Yes, that is a good point. JPY will have some definite pullback or movement because of the interest rates, the new rate coming out in Japan. That is definitely true. We're actually going to go to something here. I'm going to show you guys. This is what I use. It's called FOREX. FOREX Factory here. So what FOREX Factory is FOREX Factory gives you all of the important dates that are coming out, all of the important news that comes out, and based on the color of the folder, that's going to let you know how important it is and how it will affect the market. So today is the 17th. We got this BOJ Outlook report. It's a tentative time, so we don't know when it's actually coming out here, and we have no forecast, no actual, we don't have much information here on this BOJ report, but this BOJ report is going to be very important. You also have a monetary policy statement coming out. That's going to be decently important. So this is the website that I use, FOREX Factory. They make you sign up. There's no cost, but they do make you sign up. And FOREX Factory gives you all the important news. I use this as a Bible. See, we had CPI the other day, or actually this morning with CAD. But we can look forward to the next couple days. BOJ press conference tomorrow. Actually, that's tonight, technically. If you're in New York time, if you're on the East Coast. We got core PPI tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. And if you don't know what these are, you can just go on this website and click on them. I'll explain these in a bunch of videos, but this is all very important stuff. You're going to want to use this website as a Bible for news. When news comes out, how it's going to affect it. If CPI comes out actually less, your Canadian dollar in this instance is going to drive down because it came out less. So based off these numbers, we can see how the market is going to operate. Very important stuff to understand. Very important to use when you're trading the foreign exchange markets. So that is important. But let's hop back over to the charts here. We're going to look at some other trades. GBP AUD. I'd need to see this this push up. If we take buys with closure above here. Also. I did have somebody ask me, what about buy stops or sell stops? I do trade with buy stops and sell stops. However, I actually like executing live. Buy stops and sell stops can be really important. You could pick a spot. Let's say we wanted to pick a spot. We wanted to say if it breaks right here, we're going to take a buy. What we do is put a buy stop here. And essentially once it taps that, it would trigger and activate our trade. But we're not going to do that right now. While we're trading live, we certainly can, and it'll certainly help in terms of making sure everybody can enter at the same spot. But right now, I'm not trading with buy stops or sell stops. I'm executing based off what I see. We're not touching that. Certainly not touching that. We got a pretty good zone right here. We got another pretty good zone over here. You got a zone here and a zone here, and you got a bunch of movement in the middle. If we get some rejection here, you can see this go through. If we get closures inside this range, or actually below here, so below this at this 107608 range, we could look for sells there, but I'm not really liking that chart too much. Let's see here, we can put out another one. We got charts here. Before the next NFP, can you do a video on how to trade it? Yes, definitely. We definitely will do a video before the next NFP. I actually had a video. I posted it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Reels, Facebook Reels. I did one on NFP. So if you do want to know how to do that, I did make like a minute-long reel on how to do that. Pretty much with sell stops and buy stops, or buy stops and sell stops. Wait for it to come out, and one of them is going to trigger. You have to be really active on the charts during that because there is a lot of movement. Let's see, let's move this here. We got a zone here. We got a zone down here. We got another zone down here. And we got another zone right here. Kind of up through this area. So we got some zones here with some rejection here. We can see this drive down. This charting sideways is a little scary because you never know what it's going to do when it charts sideways. But you have we almost got 6 to 8 hours of rejection here. With a closure below here, with a bearish closure below here, we can look for sells. So let's actually, I don't really like that one that much. Not really a fan of that. Nothing to see there. Oh, would you look at this one? Let's see, we are retesting right now on a drawback of a support zone here. We had a break. Let's put a line here. We had a break of a zone here and a retest. So this is a possibility. Certainly a possibility. We'll draw another zone up here. And we could be able to trade in between these. See this fill the top of this zone. That's certainly a possibility. Look through a couple other charts here. Euro GBP. There's a decent looking chart. Let's hop back to some of these other ones that we've marked up and kind of go through them. Euro JPY again. We're getting some downward selling pressure. We're getting a wick though. A wick is a very good thing. For those of you that have already had your one-on-ones with me, you know that a wick means that you are creating range. When you create range, that means that you have the ability to drive up and complete that range. So when we're looking at wicks, wicks are very important to signal a buy or a sell because they've created a range that you can now refill with the following candle. We are getting a rejection here on USD JPY. Pretty big rejection there. We have a long wick. This could be filled, or this could be a doji at the top, and this could signal a downtrend. We obviously have a pretty strong support zone here. Here for 3 times we've had it test the 129, 134 area. 129, 136 area. We've had it tested 3 times now and rejected all 3 times. We clearly have had a downtrend here on USD JPY. If you take a look here, we went down, we retested, we went down, we retested, we went down, we retested, and we could be looking for something like this. Could be looking for something like that. That is certainly a possibility. But again, we're going to need to wait for closure below and preferably inside the body of this longer previous candle. AUD JPY, we did get a long wick down. If this wick stays above here, we could look for buys. Again, with JPY, we are going to have some news coming out, so it's something you may want to stay away from. Enough of the JPY pairs. GPB AUD. Let's take a look here. So far, this is the best looking chart that I'm seeing. Buys with closure above. We have a lot of wicks on the bottom here, showing that there is upward selling pressure, and those wicks were not filled, meaning the range was not filled downward. We did get no range filled downward on these. So On the 30-minute, we could look to enter on the 30-minute. Let's kind of do an analysis from there. So on the 30-minute time frame, let's see, we kind of hit a resistance here, a small resistance, but we definitely did respect this previous high. We did respect this area. Right here is definitely being respected right here. We could see this candle drive down into this area before it shoots back up. However, based off the previous bullish engulfing candle right here, this bullish engulfing candle, this is most likely to drive up through this range. So we could enter this trade on the 30-minute time frame here in 7 minutes. That is certainly something that we can do. And let's take a look over here. Yep, so what we're going to do is wait on the 30-minute on this time frame here. We're going to see if we can enter on the 30-minute, and we'll hop down to the 5-minute as well for a possible entry. This is so far the best looking pair that I've seen, and we're going to stay away from JPY for now, just until the news comes out. Being that Forex Factory said tentative, that means we don't know when it's coming out, and it's probably coming out during Asian session, so we're going to probably want to stay away from this until we know the effects of it and the forecast, the actual, the previous. We're going to want to stay away from that. Alright, so yeah, we're going to stay away from the JPY pairs. I'm going to unclick those just for now. Just so you guys know what pairs we're looking at. I'm going to flag this one for a buy. We're going to flag it as green. We'll wait to see some movement here. We can hop down to the 5-minute time frame now. Let's expand this. 5-minute time frame is pretty promising as well. We do have some sideways charting. But we definitely have some support here, and some support here with long wicks. You can see we got a lot of long wicks here, showing that buying pressure is present. Another thing to look at is the volume down here. Volume's going to show us how many people are trading it, how many people are in right now, and what kind of pressure there is. Is it buying pressure? Is it selling pressure? But if we were looking to enter on the 5-minute time frame, we're going to wait for a bounce somewhere in this area, this 175-600 area. You have a support here, and you have a resistance here. This is an area we can certainly enter if we'd like to. But again, we're going to hold for more confirmation. It's really important that the probability of the trade is as high as we can possibly make it. So at this point, we're not going to do anything until we see the confirmation that we're looking for. And that's going to be a rejection on this 5-minute, and hopefully with another confirmation on the 30-minute. Closures above on the 5-minute would be nice. Closures above this green line. That'd be a really good indication. This could be more of a quick scalp. Honestly, I'd like it to be an hour or two trade. So let's hop to the 30-minute here. We still have a pretty long bearish candle, but the bullish engulfing candle prior and the selling pressure off this wick is definitely a good sign. So we're still in with buys above. And it looks like this last 3 minutes we're going to get some buying pressure. We can certainly look at the volume down here again. You can see there's definitely volume here. We got, what, 43.4K worth of volume. And we're going to wait and see what we can do here. B-Ray is seeing a sell for quick scalping profits. I would not touch a sell for quick scalp right now. I think there's going to be too much movement in the last 2 minutes of the 30-minute candle. I wouldn't touch that right now. You're more than welcome to get in on that. For me, though, my parameters and the trades that I take, I would not quick scalp that. Yeah, no, it's a good question, B-Ray. I appreciate you bringing that up. I would not quick scalp that. On the 5 minutes, you can get screwed real quick if this bounces. And on a 5-minute time frame, depending on what lot size you use, you're going to want to probably sit on your hands for that one until we get more confirmation that this is in fact moving down. So we got 2 minutes until candle closure. Hopefully we see this drive up a little more. It'd be lovely to see it flip bearish. I don't think that'll happen, or bullish, I'm sorry. But we'll see what happens here. So right now GPBAUD is probably the only trade we're really looking at. If someone else sees something on their charts they want me to look at, let me know. I'll definitely have a look at another chart, and we can go over how we do a top-down analysis on another chart. But right now I'm not seeing much other than this GPBAUD trade. And we got 1 minute till candle closure. Could also take a look at the 15-minute if we wanted. 15-minute is somewhat of a doji, not really 100% doji. Body's a little big for it to be a doji. But this area right here definitely shows that we're in an uptrend. We have the resistance again here, the support here, the resistance here. We broke this, and this is our new support. This area is our new support. So we got a new 15-minute candle, a new 30-minute candle. A lot of buying pressure here, long wicks. That's always a good sign. Up to the 30, see where we closed. So the good thing about this is the low of the previous 30-minute candle stayed within the body of the previous bullish candle. So if you see right here, this wick right here respected the bullish candle here and did not break it. So that's really good news that this did not break this candle. We're still not going to enter this trade until we see some bullish movement upward. Again, I'm going to want to see some closure above, some closure above this area. So what I'll do here is I'll actually make a horizontal ray. Let's put that right here. We'll move our text. I want to see closure above for me to take a buy. And especially on the 5-minute, we're going to probably enter based off the 5-minute. But on the 5 minutes where we're going to want to see our buys with closure above. Closure above there. While we're waiting, anybody watch those football games last night? I think Tom Brady might be going to my Jets. We'll see. I'd love to see him go to the Jets, but I don't think that's happening. I think we're going to end up getting Derek Carr. Fortunately or unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately. Depends how you want to look at that. But Derek Carr was a solid quarterback for... he was a solid quarterback. He didn't have much around him. And after they had that whole John Gruden scandal, that team kind of went to crap. Scandal, if you want to call it that. Let's see. there's our movement. That is a very good sign. So on the 5 minute, we had a doji here, dragonfly doji. We have some bullish movement here. But in order to make sure that we don't get faked out here, we're going to need to see some real upward movement. We're going to need it to break this area on the 5 minute time frame. And there's some good movement. There's your movement. So I know a lot of people are thinking they want to jump in a buy right now. We're waiting. We're holding and we're sticking to our guns here. I know a lot of people looking at this trade saying, man, we should have got in. There's some pips we just missed. Got to reframe the mindset there. Definitely got to reframe the mindset. Where's the Dallas kicker going? Where is the Dallas kicker going? Good point. Long wicks, we've created a range here, which means we could drive up through this range. That is a very good sign. If this body closes, here, I wonder if I can make this finer. I wish I could. Is there a way to make it finer? No, I don't think there is. So, if this body closes above the previous wick, that is going to be a really good sign for us. So if we're looking at price action trading and reading candlesticks, this candlestick body with closure above the previous high and closure above the previous high before that is going to give us a really good indication that this is moving. The buying pressure is winning here. Football where? Brazil? Soccer? Yeah, we're talking about football, American football. I know you guys call it soccer or you guys call football soccer. We call soccer soccer. We can debate that another time, what the real word is there. All I know is every other country kicks our butts most of the time. So we'll stick to our American football. You guys stick to your European football. We did get the, on the 5 minute, we did get the body of the candle closing above, which is a really good sign. Don't worry, Ariel. We did not take a trade yet. You didn't lose. You didn't lose anything. We didn't gain anything. We didn't lose anything. No gain, no loss here right now. We're just waiting. Waiting for buys, closure above the range. That's all we're waiting for. Our range is right up here. This is the range we're waiting for. And we're going to take some buys if we can get closure above it. That is all we're waiting on right now. Good. I'm glad you're happy. Hey, do me a big favor, guys. If you haven't already, click the like button. There's a like button right under my video. Like the stream. Like the stream. I haven't even liked my own stream. I probably should do that. I got 1 like so far. I appreciate you, whoever that 1 like was. Thank you. Go ahead and like the stream for me, guys. I would appreciate that. You know, algorithms these days. Yeah, Ariel, we did explain this trade. I can go over it again real quick, but essentially we're waiting for buys. We'll take a buy if we get a closure above this area. We're on the 5 minute time frame watching. 5 minutes is where I like to enter, but we're waiting right now. We do not have any indication that we're going to buy yet until this is up this way. There we go. We got 5 likes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Helps the algorithm. Yeah, we're sitting on our hands just waiting on this one. waiting for closure above the range. And this is the toughest part of trading. You know, live streams are great to show how we do the setups, but the waiting part, it makes you anxious. I totally get the feeling. You know, everyone wants to hop in a trade. I want to hop in a trade and make some money too, but we're not hopping in a trade unless it fits our guidelines. And our guidelines have not been met yet. And that, you know, goes back to the emotional side of trading, is how you manage your emotions. Are you letting your emotions dictate your decisions? That's something that you can't do. Especially when you're trading at high leverage. I don't know about you guys, I'm trading at 1 to 1,000 right now. I'm sure a lot of you are trading at 1 to 50, 1 to 200, 1 to 400, 1 to 500. If you are looking for a new broker, my broker does let you trade at 1 to 1,000. And the number one reason that I like this broker, they let you deposit with a credit card. So, American Express all day, baby. Get the points. And, yeah, you can deposit with your American Express or your MasterCard. Get all the points. And pay it off. And now you got your deposit from a credit card. So, you can't beat that. LMFX, I believe the link is in my bio, and I think I've sent it to you guys before, but if you need the link, just let me know. It's a great broker. I've been using them for 8 years now. 8 years straight. Yeah, I have an account that's have 8 years of trading history on it. Some not so good, some great, but it did take me a couple years to become profitable. A lot of learning, a lot of blown accounts, but here we are now. Making money from a computer, you really can't beat it. It's very hard to beat that. We are seeing a lot of selling pressure here, which is normal. Like I said, we expect it to probably go to this range and pop before we see anything. Before we see any sort of real buying pressure. If we hop back down to this 30-minute, we got a full body opening underneath. So it did drive through this range. Remember we talked about wicks being a range. This filled this range. Still wouldn't have been enough for me to quick scalp at B-Ray, but 650 or 588 before reversing. Yes, it could, but it's not enough confirmation. If we here, let me draw this out for you here. This area and this area right here, everything in between here is really risky to trade in. This area right here, that's gambling. That's not trading. That's just hoping that it's going to go up one way, down, or another. We have no indication that this is going to for sure drive down this way. And we have no indication that it's for sure going to go this way at this point. We don't have any indication right now. So until we get indication, we would need to see closure below here to have any indication that it's going to fill this zone. And we need to see closure above here for any indication that it's going to fill this zone. So as of right now, we're not going to touch any of this. I do see what you're saying. If you wanted to be a little riskier with it, you certainly could. That's too risky for me, personally. I would advise not to, but that's just me. If it does break one of the ranges above or below, we can look at buys or sells, but as of now, we're pretty set up with what we want to do. We got about 15 minutes until the hour close. The hour close is going to tell us a lot. If we hop to this hour, if the hour body respects this this wick right here, If it respects this wick and closes within, we'll probably open with a bullish candle on the next candle. That would be a really good sign for us, because that would show us that the support is being respected. Not only is it being respected, there's buying pressure. If there's buying pressure, the body will stay within the previous candle's wick. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the highest probability trades. And trading within this zone right here, right now, trading within this zone is not high probability. That's gambling at that point. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Got my buddy Jackal coming on next. My buddy's a DJ, Jackal. Let's see here. AUDCHF. I don't even have that on here. Oops, that's not a chart name. Let's see, we had a request from someone to look at AUDCHF. Let's look at AUDCHF. Let me mark this chart up a little bit. Have some fun. Let's do a top-down analysis here, guys. Start with the 4 hour. Well, first what we're going to do is draw our zones. Before we even start with the 4 hour, we're going to draw our zones. I'm going to make this a really clean chart, show you guys how I do this. And we have some more resistance down here. This is going to be a huge zone down here. You know what? This is actually going to be 2 zones. That's a pretty big zone. We'll take it. It's a big zone. It's a really big zone. But, I mean, that's got to be, what, 50 pip zone almost. That's a big zone right there. We got, let's see, some resistance. We got charting sideways here on this one. I'm interested, Matt Box. Are you in this? Are you in this right now? If you're in this, Matt Box, I'd like to know what you were thinking. Matthew Box is part of our VIP group, and he's the one that recommended taking a look at this. I'm seeing a buy, buys with closure above, but we'd have to take a look. Buys with closure above right there. So if we did nah, you'd be looking at a sell. You'd be looking at a sell here because you're in a downtrend. You're in a downtrend here on the hour. So this is a clear downtrend channel. You could expect, tough to say, but where's the pattern thing I'm looking for? And we had some bounce, we had some bounce, we had some bounce, we had some bounce, we had some bounce. I mean, you could expect to see some sort of movement that way. I would assume that's what you're talking about, Matt. Do have a lot of wicks both ways here, not much movement. Mark that for a sell. We have a clear downtrend channel here, but with closures above here, closures above this area where C is, closures above right here. I mean, you could see this go this way. Really depends. But for now, this is where we'd be looking. That's what we'd be looking at on that one. I would assume that's what you're looking at. Perfect. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking at right now on AUD-CHF. Does anybody have any questions on that? I think we marked that chart up pretty nice. You can see a clear downtrend. I wouldn't touch this trade. This trade is not... It's too in between zones, and there's not an aggressive enough downtrend. I'm not really seeing anything that I would like on this one. I'd have to see probably a closure below this line. So just so everybody knows, for argument's sake, I would say sells with closure below. Oops, I had that in all caps. Sells with closure below for right here. We'll mark that in red just so we know it's a sell. Sells with closure below. I'd need to see closure below this before I saw it fill this range. So I'm going to put that right there. But sells with closure below right there. Yeah, I'd feel comfortable taking a sell there. But you've got a pretty strong resistance here. Support here, sorry, I should say. Because if you look right here, you have one area of support, two area of support, three area of support, really almost four areas of support. It broke, it came back up, and you got support here. I don't know if this is going this way or if this is going to go down here like we said. So this is not a chart that I would... That's not really something I would take right now. Hop back to our other trade here. It is just pushing downward right now. So nothing to see here on this one. Nothing to really see on this chart either right now. See if we had any did we have any actual anything come out today yet? Nope, nothing's coming out for that yet. Not surprising though. Yeah, a lot of these charts are really just charting sideways right now. So if we were to take anything, the good thing that we have going for us on GBP AUD is that you have this uptrend that is being respected. We are still respecting this uptrend. Again, this could break and come down here and still respect the uptrend if we saw some movement to here. But again, you're kind of trading in a no zone there. Kind of trading within a no zone. We do have 9 minutes until the new hour candle. I think we're going to see a lot of movement in the last 5 minutes. So we can hop down to a smaller time frame and take a look. But we are getting some bullish movement again at this rejection line. At this support line, we are getting some rejection. If you guys haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to it. It'll give you notifications every time I go live, every time I post a lesson video. All my free lesson videos will go in there. Obviously, the VIP room has its own lessons that'll be separately being posted tonight, actually, after this, tonight or tomorrow morning. But all my free stuff will be on this YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications on when I go live. But like I thought, we are seeing bullish movement here going into the final minutes of this hour candle, which is really good news for us. especially because of how bearish the hour candle turned out for the last 40 minutes. But this is a great sign. This is a really good sign. So we got 7 minutes until we might possibly be in a trade here. Depending on what kind of movement we see, we could be getting in a trade here in the next 10-ish minutes. Yeah, we are getting a lot of movement here, and there definitely is, there's definitely volume. I mean, we got 54, 55K worth of volume, so the volume's there. So there is going to be movement. It's just a matter of which way it moves. Hopefully we get our buys above the zone, baby. Just waiting for closure above the range, and that's all we want. That's all we can ask for the highest probability trades. The 3Ls that we talked about in our one-on-one just showed a buy for GPB AUD, and all my lines are crossing to back it up. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, I remember we did talk about that, B-Ray. Good. So, we're on the same page here. We're definitely on the same page. And it's good when you have multiple indicators telling you as well. Obviously, you guys see I don't trade with too many indicators. I met with 4 or 5 clients today, actually, and a couple of them really like to use indicators. Mark, I don't know if you're in here. Met with Mark today. Yanni yesterday. He was Yanni from South Africa, and he said, you know, they use a lot of indicators as well. I know Matt uses auto fibs. There's a lot of different ways to trade. This is just the way that I've found to be most profitable. This is what I like. This is what I know, and this is what has made me money. So this is what I stick to, and hopefully you can incorporate what you guys do and incorporate what I do and and refine your strategy even more, because that's the goal. We're all here to make money, right? We're all here to quit our jobs and trade full time, right? I would assume that's why everyone's in here. Provide for your family. What better way to do it than sitting in front of a computer? Mark, there he is. Mark is here. There you go. Shout out, Mark. Yeah, we're just waiting now. A lot of movement here in the last 4 minutes. A lot of movement we're going to see in the last 4 minutes. We'll see. Again, if it respects this body, if it respects this entire wick, and this candle stays within the wick, we are coming back above the 200 EMA. Good to know. Good to know. I did like this indicator called Trauma. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this indicator. The Trauma line. Trend regularity, adaptive moving average. That's a mouthful. This one's by Lux Algo. I don't really touch this one too much. I used to trade with it, but this one pretty much says as long as you get closure above or below the line, you take a buy or a sell. This Trauma Algo I've used a couple times before. I've had some profits on it, but it's not really as profitable as just trading support and resistance zones and candlestick patterns using price action trading. That's by far probably the best that I've used. Hopefully everybody saw my video about how to use risk management properly and lot sizing, positioning your lot sizes based on your account size. Super important, guys. As you see on my trades, I enter 4 to 5 times, but I use smaller lots relative to my account. I'd highly suggest that, and if you don't know how to do that, reach out to me. We can go over a risk analysis on your account and figure out how you can best do that. Super important. Super, super important. Let's hop down to this 5 minute here. A lot of rejection. A lot of rejection in this area. This whole area is support. This whole area is support. Minute looks like it's gonna flip bearish also, which is very surprising. If you're just hopping in the chat, welcome guys. I see we just got a couple more people. Make sure you guys like the stream. Helps me out. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Make sure you like the stream on the bottom. Subscribe to the channel. Build the community. You know what I'm saying? I'm using a new camera today too. I had to switch up cameras. I have a Canon, and then I just bought this little webcam because my Canon kept dying an hour and a half into the stream. It's a really good camera, a Rebel T6, great camera, but an hour and a half into the stream it would let's see, B-Ray, I'm just learning, but if we get a bearish candle opening above the 200 EMA, it would be a buy. But I'm going to continue to line my stuff with yours because yours is a lot more accurate. Good to hear. I totally agree with what you're saying. Again, if you want to use both of them, more strategies, and if they both align, even better probability that it's going to go up. You have a higher probability. But unfortunately, we're getting a lot of downward movement here on this final hour, final minutes before the hour. Hopefully it doesn't fully engulf this. But we did just get a new hour candle, so let's see what happens. We'll know 10, 12 minutes into this hour candle what's going to happen, I would imagine. Because we're now up to 57K volume. Super important to look at volume right over here. You know what I think we need to do? I got a bunch of lights the other day. I think I'm gonna flip the lights green. Maybe we can make some bullish movement happen. Flip the lights green. I got a couple lights actually. This ring light too. See if we can flip this bad boy green. See how that looks. Is that too dark? Anything we can do to get this candle to move up for a buy. Let's go. Yeah, we got green light mode on. Let's see if we can get a green trade going. Let's see if we can go green here. Still getting a ton of selling pressure, which is crazy, but that's just the market. Look at this AUD-CHF trade. We had a full bullish candle with no wick almost. No wick. No wicks are scary. Most of the time, no wick means you're going to get a rejection. Unless it's in a strong uptrend, but see all these have wicks. You got no wick here. So the next one's probably going to create a wick and come back down. There has to be a wick. There's always a wick before a big move. Almost always a wick before a big move. Almost always, at least. switch up the music a little bit here. This was actually my wedding song. My wife would be happy. No, that's not what I meant to put. AUDCHF, probably gonna get some downward movement here, but again, we need closures below this range for a sell. Not really gonna touch any of these. Yeah, look at the rejection on that. Wow. Good thing we didn't touch AUDJPY. Look at the rejection there. Huge rejection. It's important to know that we would need closure above, because if you would have taken a buy right here because you saw it break through here, oh boy, you'd be negative 29, 30 pips right now if you took that. So good thing, you know, that we're using zones and we're not using lines. That is interesting. I'm going to say on this one, on AUDJPY, being that this is in such a downtrend, we could go sells with closure above, sells with closure below. I would say right here, if we break this area, sells with closure below. Sells with closure below this area. If we get closure below, I would say right here. Sells with closure below this line. Buys with closure above. AUDCHF driving. If this rejects, we could take a sell here. But again, this scares me. GPB-AUD trade is just driving down. But again, our range is still intact. Our support zone is still intact here. This support zone, we can get all the movement we want here, but until we get a closure below or a closure above, we're not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. Flip that light white. Get a little better lighting in here. That's a little nicer. A little softer there. So we're kind of just sitting on our hands here. Was hoping to get a lot more action in terms of volume here. We still have a ton of volume, 60,000 volume. In terms of volume right now, this is the second highest traded pair on my watch list, other than USDJPY, and we're not touching that for the reason about the FOREX factory publication that should be coming out tonight. BOJ Outlook Report, Bank of Japan. That's why we are not touching any of the Japanese yen pairs right now. FOREX factory, guys. Put that here. Put that on your bookmarks. This is going to be such a key website for you. Well, we did get some good rejection at the support line, the blue support line that we had drawn here on the hour candle. It's kind of flipping back and forth here. We did get a new 5-minute candle, so if we wanted to hop back down to that, We still respected this line across the whole way. We still respected this. We did not have a breakthrough. But, again, not enough to enter a trade. Let's see, in terms of volume, what's moving that's not? GBP USD. So you got a new support right there, a resistance right here. Again, this is kind of sketch moving in between this area. I don't really want to trade in between here. I don't like trading in between here. It's not, the probability is not as high. It just isn't there. Euro GBP. Euro GBP, we're not really seeing much either. Wow, look at the rejection you got there. This is AUD USD. Again, this is just a 5-minute candle. We'd have to zoom out. We've created some new points here. Closures above, I'd take a buy there. If we could get a closure above. Make that green. Closures above for buys. I'll put a nice line in there. Make the line green. Closures above this zone for buys to fill this zone here. And I know you guys see that I have my charts marked already. I have them marked just because I'm scanning the market all day. But if you need help marking, definitely look at how I've marked my charts. That's really, really going to help you guys understand where the zones are, when to enter, when not to enter. Oops. GBP USD, we're not touching it. GBP AUD. Still sitting on this one. Let's see when we get the 15-minute closure here what it looks like. So we're coming up on we're 4 minutes away from a 15-minute closure. We could hop down to here. If we wanted to look at a scalp here to fill this zone, we'd need to see some sort of bullish engulfing candle in this area to look for a buy. So if we wanted to hop down and look at some sort of scalp, again, we're in between a zone, but we are at a support zone here that we've been holding now for quite some time. We've been holding that support zone. So we're at a support zone that we've been holding. Now, we could look for a buy here if we got some sort of candle. Oops, sorry. Some sort of candle that engulfed this entire candle here. That's if we get that. But we shall see. Just hanging on here, kind of waiting. But we got 3 minutes left until a new candle. And again, this is the hardest part of trading, man. I know all of you want to make money now. So do I. I want to make money now too, but entering the highest probable trades is going to be the only way that you make money. It really is. Did we write sells with closure below? We did not write sells with closure below. Just driving through. Again, I wouldn't take a sell here. I understand that this is, if you entered a sell here, this is 16 pips of profit if it were to fill the range, which it may do. Again, not the highest probability. It could clearly drive up. It could keep driving down. But this is not one that I am going to touch for a sell, being that we are on an uptrend. It's very hard for me to sell against a trend. We clearly have an uptrend here. It is a retracement right now. This is a retracement here. Here, I'll kind of draw it. We went up. We have a retracement here. We went up. We're going to have a retracement here. Most likely, we're going to get a W pattern, and this is going to fly this way with closure above right here is where we'd get in. Look to fill this range up here. That's the reason I'm not taking a sell. I know a lot of you are probably looking at this saying, why don't you take sells with closure below this blue line? I'm not going to. It's not something that I'm looking to do. Just in terms of probability, the experience I have in trading, yes, you could quick scalp 15 pips. Is it worth it to me for the risk, for the amount of money that I risk on every trade? No. Shouldn't be for you either. That's just my personal opinion. But we are getting selling pressure. Possibly at the 30-minute we could see a reversal, or we could see it drive down through, and then what we could do is closures below this line. Closure below for sells. But that would have to be below this right here. And I'll put another ray right there. Yeah, closures below. Hop back down to the 5-minute here, see what we're working with. We just got a new 15-minute candle. If we zoom in here a little bit more, heighten that. Did get a closure below on the 5-minute. Again, I'm not looking to quick scalp for two reasons. One, 15 pips could go either way. Two, we have another mini support zone here. This is another mini support zone. We could see it reverse here. I'll draw that in so we can see it. But this is another mini support zone right here. Going all the way back through here. Actually. So that's why I wouldn't take a sell. Hopefully that's clear enough for you guys, explaining why we're not quick scalping a sell here. Let's look at the 15, see what that new candle is doing. It's sitting, that's what it's doing. Sitting just like we are. Closed above, body still closed above the candle. Not really looking at anything there. AUD USD. Starting a rejection on this new 15-minute candle. Would need closure above for buys on AUD USD. So if we get some buying pressure here, with a closure above, we would look to take a buy. So we've got four possible options here that can happen. So we have three trades that we could really get in here. This one not so much. Big green wick. Could fill it. Could come down. Not really 100% sure, but again, we'll go buys with closure above. Buys with closure above. And the good thing, if you guys are marking your charts as I'm marking them, you could mark these so later in the night, if you're looking at your charts, you don't have to figure out and redraw all this. You just hop back to your chart and say, oh, we got to buy with we got a closure above. I'm going to buy. We got a closure below. I'm going to sell. So it's important to pay attention when we're marking up these charts, because when we're not on live stream and we're just, at home by ourselves, we can know what the plan was that we set in place for the highest probability trade. 15 minutes driving on this one. Curious how many pips that is from right there. 24 pips. And we got 10 more minutes till 30-minute chart. Wow, look at this one. So AUDCHF. We had a break. Let's check the 30-minute. AUDCHF, we had a break of the channel here. So we could look for buys. This is a break of the channel. If we get a closure on the 30-minute above, we could look for buys here. So we go buys with closure above, and I'm gonna draw a kind of, let's see here, buys with closure above there on the 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame on AUDCHF. That is certainly a possibility there. I'll go down here and look at this too. On every time frame. The 4 hours, the 2 hours, the 1 hour, 30 minutes, strong buy. All indicators are a strong buy on this one too. So if you click the technicals on the day, the 4 hours, the 2 hours, the 1 hour, the 30 minutes, and the 15 minutes, you got all strong buys with every indicator. Exponential, EMA, SMA, EMA 20s, EMA 10s, EMA 30s, 50s, 200s. You got buys on all of these in terms of what trading views algorithms are saying, is that this is a buy on all of these. So that aligns with what we're saying, but I want to see buys with closures above this line before we do that, so we have a clear break of the channel. A clear break of, oh, that was a horrible line. A clear break of this channel. Because a clear break would signify that we're going to fill this range for TP1, fill this range for TP2, fill this range for TP3. So you'd have a 1, a 2, and a 3 for TPs with closure above. But again, we have to wait to see if that happens. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. We got different ranges for different closures. So we're actually going to look for buys here. I'm going to switch that to green. USDCHF. Let's see. We can look for... Yeah, we're going to need to see... Yeah, no, we're going to need to see either a closure below there or a closure below, above here for a buy. So I'm not going to touch this one. But it is on a strong downtrend. If we hop to the hour here, this is on a massive downtrend. This is actually a pullback. If we get closure below this line on the hour, we're going to take a sell here. So closure below for sells. This is a good looking chart. You've got two candlesticks here. Two candlesticks, and this one was a bearish engulfing candle, not the entirety of the body. So on the, we could see this drive down, and being that this is a retracement from a strong downtrend here. We had 1, 2, call that, this area is going to be 3, 4, 5. You could see this go down. So we have another couple channels here. If you want to draw your trend line, kind of went out this way more. That's what's kind of scary. If you drew it from the top of that, it could still drive there before it goes down, because this would be the bottom of this support zone. So it could still drive that way, but with a closure below, I'd feel comfortable taking a sell. And then down here, you got this trend line. So we've got a channel here now. This is a retracement right here. You've got a retracement into the zone with your resistance here, here, and here. We could look for a sell to fill this zone right here. If we did look for a sell to fill the zone, from here down, we'd go TP 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, this is a possible sell. Get rid of those. I'll just keep the arrow there. But yeah, this could be a sell here. So we got many trades that we can take right now, but we're only going to take the ones that close within our guidelines. Buys with closure above here. Let's hop to the 30-minute. We got 5 minutes till a new 30-minute candle. So buys with closure above. We'll see. Sells with closure below there. AUD USD. Is this the one we were sitting on? No, this is not. We were sitting on a different one. Closure above for buys. This one's real close too. On the 30-minute, you got three bullish candles. You get one more candle here that closes above. We could look to enter on the 5-minute here for it to fill this range. We could look for this to fill this range. And it may seem like I'm conservative in my trading, and that's because I am. When I'm risking money, it's best to be conservative, especially in the foreign exchange markets. You don't want to be overzealous with your trades. If you would have entered for a buy here, you now would have been negative 5 or 6 pips. Not the biggest deal. You could say you're getting in at a better price. But if this body closes above this wick right here, that's a really good sign. With this body, the previous high was back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours ago. If you get a closure above here, we'll look for a buy. GPPAUD. So the one that we were talking about quick scalping, B-Ray was here for that. B-Ray was talking about a quick scalp. Could you have? For 12 to 14 pips, yes, but here's our rejection now. On the 30-minute candle, we have 3 minutes left. We're getting rejection here. A lot of rejection. That is good news for our buys with closure above. So that's why we talk about not trading in between the zone. A lot of movement here. You'd have to be on top of your charts and making sure you got out right here, and that's within minutes of each other. So you look away for a minute, this thing's back up, you're in trouble. So that's why we don't quick scalp those. Alright, let's see what's going on. Buys with closure above, not even close. AUD USD, buys with closure above, not happening right now. AUD CHF, buys with closure above. We got a long wick, which is a good sign. If this closes above and we get some movement, we can hop down to a 5-minute and see if we could hop in on this. Let's see. Closure below for sells. We should probably clone that and go closure above for buys. Closure above for buys to fill this zone right here. So we got one more minute until the next 30-minute candle. Yeah, just one more minute here until we see what happens. AUD USD, what a wick down. Wow, this could flip bearish before this last minute is up. GPB USD, rejecting. Rejecting, but you still got another support here. Not worth getting in for 9 pips. Not worth it. GPB AUD, wick is coming back up. We are getting a wick up. And here's our new candle opening. Take a look at some of these 30-minute candles. We got no wick there. That's very interesting. Likelihood of that driving up is pretty high. Our AUD USD trade is opening bullish. That's some good news. We could fill this range. Remember, a wick is range, so we could fill this range. That's very plausible. We could hop down to a lower time frame to possibly enter there. Buys with closure above. This AUD CHF trade is probably one of the better trades that we're looking at right now. To fill this range right here. Let's go to the 5-minute on this one. Oh, that's 3-minute. We'll go to the 5-minute on this one. Let's see here. We could enter on this 5-minute with a closure above. Very, very possible. So we got 4 minutes to figure out if we're going to enter this AUD CHF. USD CHF on the 5-minute. We got just movement between, but we did get good rejection, which shows that this could be coming up here. Yeah, of course, B-Ray. Thanks for tuning in, brother. I'm sure we'll talk tomorrow. Good having you on, B-Ray. So USD CHF we're not touching. AUD CHF right now. This is going to be our best bet here. If we get closure above that blue line, AUD USD, Wow. Big drop down, but could just be retesting and moving back up. GBP USD. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Buys with closure above. Yeah, we're not really looking for a sell here. Not really looking for a sell there. GPB AUD. This was our trade we were talking about earlier. So we've now respected the zone. On the 15-minute, a massive wick on the massive wick here. Massive wick there. Sign of buying pressure for sure. GBP USD we looked at. GBP AUD is the one where we're waiting for a buy or a sell if we get closure below here. This one, we're not looking for a sell on this one. This is on too much of an uptrend, especially when you hop to 30 minutes. Because this looks like it should go here and fly through here, but we need closure above. Buys with closure above here. We can hop down to the 5 minutes, see if there's something that we can enter there. 5 minute, we get a closure above here, we're buying. GBP AUD, yeah, I wouldn't touch it either, B-Ray. I would wait for more confirmation because we're going to get a lot of rejection here and we might shoot up. And these 5 minute time frames are where you want to enter. You want to do your top down analysis from 4 hours to 1 hour. Although I do like this a lot. If we can just get a closure here, we will take that trade. And we did not get a closure above on this AUD CHF. Not yet. Not yet. We did just get a new 5 minute candle, but we did have rejection there. So we've confirmed it's an uptrend. We know we're looking for a buy here, but we do want to see it break this previous high of where 5, 10, 15 minutes it was not able to break. So if we hop to the 15 here, you'd see it was not able to break. And we still haven't gotten that closure above this line yet for that big move that we're looking for. USD CHF, we are driving back up, which is good because we're running along this trend line nicely. Nicely running along this trend line, so closure above here for buys. Hardest part is waiting, guys. It really is. Hardest part is waiting. Waiting's going to be the hardest part, especially when you want to make money. Wow, and our GBP AUD trade is just dumping toward this bottom of the support zone. GBP AUD buy SL 754-100. 754-100. So right here. Let's see what you're doing. So you're putting your stop loss super tight at the bottom of the zone, so you can really almost lose nothing. You lose something very small. 75725. 75725 is right here, top of the zone. So I see what you're doing, B-Ray. Looking for a buy right now for a reversal. Unfortunately, we have no bullish movement at all right now that indicates that it would go up, other than the fact that this is the bottom of the support zone. Again, we could see a closure below here, and that would stop you out right down here. Certainly would stop you out, but if you wanted to get in something right here as a buy, you could. I wouldn't suggest it until we get closure above. And there's your rejection. We got a couple more minutes until we have another 5 minute, and that's when we can really look at entering on some of those other ones we were looking at. Boy, we had it. It tried on that last one. But it's good that we're getting new support here. We're forming a really nice support here at the bottom there. Forming a support right here, which is good, which shows we are in an uptrend. Once we get that closure above, we should have no problem driving through to the next range on AUD USD, assuming we get the closure. AUD CHF also trying very hard. AUD CHF trying very hard. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight bars of bullish volume there. That's good to see. Hop down to the 5 minute here. Excuse me. And there it goes. We got 1 minute. Closure above that, we will look to take a buy on AUD CHF. Oh man, it's trying. A lot of movement there. Look at that. Ton of movement. Oh, and there it is. Just very volatile right now. You see, if you would have, if you're in this, I mean, you're sweating a lot of movement. And remember, this is on a big downtrend too still, right? Yeah, this is on a downtrend, so this could just be touching a channel. This could just be touching this channel. It could be a fake out. This very well could be a fake out. And that's why we enter on the 5, but we do our analysis on the higher levels because spread is 150. Buys with closure above. USDCHF. Wow. Look at that hour candle. It's going to touch the top here. And then we may get some rejection down low. But all still within the channel, which is why we didn't touch it. All still within this channel, because this could still happen. But again, closure above this, we could look for buys when it closes on the hour. All right, so if we get a 15-minute closure in 3 minutes, we're going to look for a buy on AUD CHF. We got 3 minutes until we possibly take a buy here. AUGCHF. Let's see where that is. Let's get a little more lively in here. Some more lively music. We're still looking. We got 2 more minutes until the 15-minute close, and we'll make a decision if we're going to make a trade tonight or not, guys. We will make a decision here shortly if we are going to make a trade. Wow, look at that wick. My goodness. Alright, I'm going to click through these real quick just to figure out which one we're going to take. If we're going to take one. The USD, we're not touching that. GBP, USD, everything moved. Did we get news? Did we get news? That's a lot of movement. No, we didn't get news yet. Oh, 9:04 p.m. Foreign direct investment. Nah, not enough. Not enough for it to move. Core machinery orders, not enough. Not important enough for it to move. GJ shot up. Let's see, GJ. Wow, look at that. Yeah, we didn't catch that one. Did not catch that one. Not really seeing much here, guys. Not really seeing much. Closure of buffer buys here, actually. This could fill the range. That long wick definitely does show a range. That long wick does show a range, and it could fill that range. Certainly possible. But you're getting a lot of bearish movement right now. Here's your buffer buys. So if you haven't written anything down, make sure you have your charts marked for everything that we've gone over. Within the next hour or so, you're gonna get one of these trades to activate where we're looking at. I will send it out in chat. If you're in the free Telegram, you might not get it. It might just be for VIP tonight, being that we spent so much time on these trades. If you have any questions about the VIP, definitely let me know. But right now it's looking like we're not going to make any decisions until the hour candle. Just probabilities right now is we want to take the highest probability trade, and it's not looking like I'm seeing anything right now. I'm clicking through them as we go. This needs to respect this area in order for the buys to be above. USD CHF rejected after it took that huge spike up. We'll wait till the end of this hour together, guys. So we'll wait another 12 minutes. At 10 o'clock, if we don't have any sort of indication of whether we're going to take a trade or not, we're going to leave our charts the way they are, and I'll send out a signal if I see something after in the next 12 minutes. So in the next 12 minutes, we'll see if we can take something live together. That'd be nice. If not, we'll hang on to see if we can get something later tonight. But we got 12 minutes. 12 minutes left together to see if we can get in something. And again, we're not forcing anything right now. There's absolutely no reason to force a trade. If you're in any of my Telegram groups, you know we've been profitable for a week straight, 2 weeks straight now, maybe even 3 weeks straight. And we're going to stick to this plan. There's absolutely no reason for us to force a trade here. We've created our plan together tonight on this stream, and we're going to stick to it. We're not going to go out on a limb saying maybe this will happen, maybe that'll happen. We're going to stick to our guidelines here and only take a trade, sticking to our plan. It's the most important thing you can do as a trader, is sticking to your plan. Without a plan, you're just buying and selling on a whim, and nobody makes money like that. GJ did shoot up, Matt. I did see that. We're going to take a look at the hour here for the rest of these. So let me readjust the hour for all of these. Wow, look at that. Buys with closure above would be beautiful here. Buys with closure above on this GPB-AUD. Look at that rejection. That closes bullish. We're in good shape on GBP-AUD for a buy. GBP-USD, we're still in limbo here. We're on the hour time frame, just so everybody's aware. We're on the hour time frame. We got great support here. Most likely going to drive up, but we need a closure above to actually get in the trade. AUD CHF, same thing. We had the wick. We created a range. We could fill this range, but closure above. Closure above is what we want to see. Otherwise, this could wick back down. USD CHF, closure above for buys. Yeah, we get a closure above on this hour. We can take a buy on USD CHF. However, it is still in a strong downtrend. I'm going to say closure above here for buys on this one. Based on this hour, going to need to see a closure above here. But now is where we're going to get all our movement. In this last 9 minutes is where we're going to get our movement. Did we get news yet? Let's check if we got news. No news yet. 9:40. 9:40 is when BOJ was supposed to come out. Did it come out? I don't have my password saved. Said BOJ was supposed to come out at 9:40 p.m. We got 8 more minutes, guys. 8 more minutes until we decide if we're going to get into a trade or not. Best trade I'm liking that I'm seeing right now is GBP AUD. If we can get a full body closure above that previous red candle right there, full body closure, I'd take a buy there. We can even call buys with closure above there. That's a long green wick.
I tip a bitch cause of my courtesy. Then do a show, pick up my currency. Versace slippers color burgundy. Rappers be talking, think they hurting me. I took it so make it come work for me. Keep the Draco case in emergency. Round the city, sipping the tea, packing the heat. Nigga, they looking for me. Coming up watching the niggas on TV like that what I wanted to be. Now the one get paid for it. They got us a blessing to see. Doing shows I'm on stage for. St. Laurent on my feet. Got your hole in me. I pull it slowly.
Yeah, some of these charts right now are just moving crazy. No indication of which way they're going to go, and that's why we haven't gotten anything. So really no indication. If someone else sees something, let me know, but I don't think I'm missing anything here. In terms of the way that I trade, not yet. We'll know in the next 6 minutes right now. AUD JPY 5 minute. Are we looking at that? I'm not touching JPYs right now. Obviously, news did come out. So, we didn't trade the news. Yeah. We didn't trade the news today because we didn't know it was going to happen. So, news obviously came out somewhere here. News must have come out positive. I don't know why it's not showing up. I probably have to relog in. But news did come out positive here. You don't know if this is going to drive back down or if this is going to go back up. So I'm not touching JPY trades tonight. It's too volatile for me. I know how to trade NFP. I don't know necessarily how to trade BOJ that well, so that's why we didn't touch those tonight. But yes, Mark, you are right. That did shoot up. It shot up big time. But again, we couldn't have predicted it until we saw this. By the time you see it and hop back to your trade, you're going to have to click in real quick. And that's really not helpful for you guys if I'm clicking in and out fast. We're looking for solid setups that you guys can follow along on and get in on your screens too. Not quick in and outs. It makes it real tough to follow along with. UDCHF wants to drive. USDCHF wants to drive. This GPB AUD trade has me very intrigued. Five minutes here until we get this final candle. 5 more minutes and we'll decide what we're going to do. As you can see, I'm just clicking through these charts. I know it's kind of might be tough to follow. I'm trying to sit on them for a couple seconds in between each time. But I'm clicking through these, seeing what these candles are doing before closure. That's just the way I do it. I like to click through them all, see what's happening. This is still at a rejection point right here. This could still drive back down. We can see a total bullish bearish candle back this way on the next hour. These Euro JPY ones. All the JPYs drove, huh? So BOJ must have came out good then. That means the interest rates probably were lowered. Or the interest rate that was coming out was lower than expected, which is good for the economy. Lower interest rates, which means that's why the JPY drove up. Again, we didn't trade it because it's too quick to execute without having a sell stop and a buy stop. And It's very hard to do over live stream. It's going to have to be a video where it's taught, and that is coming out. So stay tuned for that. We'll definitely dive into that. But we got 3 more minutes here till we decide if we're going to take a trade. I think right now AUD CHF is probably our best bet, and GPB AUD is just not driving the way we want it to. This could still be filled on the next hour. About 2 more minutes here. I'm gonna unflag that one. We're not gonna touch that. I'm gonna unflag this one. We're probably not gonna touch that. AUD CHF is probably gonna be the one. Yeah, I'm gonna unflag this one too. So AUD CHF and GPB AUD. Put these right next to each other. So if we were to get in here, let's see here. We got 1 more minute. Closure above would be right there. So if you want to put a buy stop in, you can. Our stop loss would be at the bottom of this range right here. So our stop loss would be 64306. Our take profit 1 would be here, take profit 2 would be there, take profit 3 would be here. So let me draw this out for you. We put a 1 here, we put a 2 here, and we put a 3 here. That's what our take profits would look like if we get in this trade. We got another minute to see if this is going to go our way. Alright, AUD CHF. We're going to take a buy here, guys. So if you are on this stream, I'm going to take a buy on AUD CHF. We're going to take a buy. I'm buying in 4 times with my lots. So I have 4 positions in right now. Right here, I just bought in at 64553. So let me adjust this. 64553. Okay. And we are going to have our stop loss down here. Our stop loss is going to be 24 pips. 24 pip stop loss. If you want, you can drop it down a little further to this area right here. Make it a 27 pip stop loss. You can certainly do that if you'd like. But we're going to be in buys right here. I'm not really too worried about this movement. But we're in buys with take profit 1 is going to be at 0.64762. Take profit 2 is going to be 64970. And take profit 3 is going to be 65082. So let me know if you're in this, guys. We are in a trade now. I'm going to leave this up for a second while I just go over some things while we close. First of all, I want to thank all you guys for coming on the stream tonight. It means a lot to me. We had over 50 viewers. Over 50 viewers in total. We were as much as 15 or 16 concurrent viewers, meaning they're viewing at the same time. So it was really nice having you guys. If you do me a huge favor, if you got anything good out of this tonight, make sure you like the live stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps me out. It notifies you when we go live. And if you're not in the Telegram group, reach out to me. I can give you the link. There's a free one and there's a VIP one. Both are fantastic groups. The free one gets 1 signal a day. The paid one gets 2 to 5. And the paid one also gets one-on-one mentoring as well from me. 1 per week that you're signed up. So, again, I just want to thank all you guys for coming on. It really means a lot to me. We're trying to grow a community here, and we are in a trade. I will send this trade out right now, actually, to everyone in the Telegram group. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. I hope you guys had a good time. Enjoy your night, and we'll possibly do another stream tomorrow night. Thank you guys. Appreciate you coming on.